Get 'em all, I gotta get 'em all. 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 Wrestling collectibles, NZ competition tried, but now they on their deathbed. They just can't do it like this. And more things like big boss man with the nightstick. Got them basics, them elites, got them retros. LJNs, them Deludes, and them Hasbros. What you want, new or old, you can get them here. Common finds or obscure stuff that's really rare. I gotta get all of the figures I grew up with. Back when Taker put Yoko in the casket. Need all my favorites, mint on card. Our community make sure that it isn't hard. Catch us at our locals, scoping what they got. I gotta scoop the latest figs before they get too hot. So I'ma watch my biggest stacks get taller. That ain't a prediction, that's a spoiler. Get 'em all, I gotta get 'em all. Get 'em all, get 'em all. I gotta get 'em all. Get 'em all, get 'em all. I gotta get 'em all. And once I got 'em all, then I gotta get some more. Get some more, get 'em all. I gotta get 'em all. Get 'em all, get 'em all. I gotta get 'em all. Get 'em all, get 'em all. I gotta get 'em all. And once I got 'em all, then I gotta get some more. Get some more. It's a figure frenzy on the off the burner. My member interview on YouTube, something you should turn up. Pre-show chats and the watch alongs. Start hard every time, then we finish strong. Pop Guardian for your exclusives. Killing retail with that new shit. Restocks of the same things is the new six. I need some mystery, like who's in retribution. New elite of that heat, that's a collectible. Ultimate edition drop, that's a collectible. Super 7 new figure, a collectible. A-Dub Series 1 and 2, a collectible. New elite of that heat, that's a collectible. Ultimate edition drop, that's a collectible. Super 7 new figure, a collectible. A-Dub Series 1 and 2, collectible. Get 'em all, I gotta get 'em all. Get 'em all, get 'em all. I gotta get 'em all. Get 'em all, get 'em all. I gotta get 'em all. And once I got 'em all, then I gotta get some more. Get some more, get 'em all. I gotta get 'em all. Get 'em all, get 'em all. I gotta get 'em all. Get 'em all, get 'em all. I gotta get 'em all. And once I got 'em all, then I gotta get some more. Get some more.
Hello, where's Ruben gone? Whoa, he's disappeared. Oh, he's going to slide on in. Anyway, hello and welcome to episode 3 of Figure Frenzy. I am one of your hosts, Alex, Crazy Alex, for the amount of money I spend on major pod merch and figures in general, but it is Crazy NZ Wrestling Figs on Instagram. And yeah, who else have we got?
RUB Figs here. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything. RUB Figs.
And then we've got just the unprofessional on this podcast who had to move to an entirely different room because the Wi-Fi shit tonight. We got Matt. And yeah, like you said, you spend way too much money on major merch stuff, Alex. And this episode is pretty much your baby. So what are we doing on this episode?
My headphones have died. Hold on, I got to replace them. You have to do this for a minute.
Okay, I think we're all competing for the most unprofessional podcasters at this point.
Okay. So what we're doing, guys, I'll give the rundown. This is Alex has gone to sleep on us. Basically, we'll start off, I guess, with showing off some of our pickups that we've recently gotten. We'll move from that into the Pop Guardian segment, what's coming out, what are the top 5 figures of the last month. Even though we missed last month, not going to lie there. After that, we'll move into the topic of the show, which is Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. We have a guest, which these two have no idea who it is. So that's kind of cool.
Legitimately have no idea.
And then from there, we'll go into Ruben's favorite part of the show, which is the unboxing.
Oh yeah, can't get enough of that,
So, just in case Alex hasn't got himself ready yet, I'll quickly just show what I've picked up recently. So recently, thanks to Alex, actually, I got the regular version of Bobby Fish.
It's fixed. Hallelujah.
There we go. And then thanks to a member in the group, Kez, I managed to get the Chase version, so I'm really stoked about that. Then we got Seth Rollins, which has been drawn all over, and I will explain that on the next show why it's been drawn all over. Nothing's falling. Okay, cool. Sorry, very makeshift setup here tonight, guys, and that's all the pickups I've got. What about you, Ruben? Any pickups to show?
Everything that I've picked up recently will be shown on future episodes of Mail Mania. Sorry to burst the bubble there, but I guess that saves us some time. We can move on to what Alex has. Yeah, sorry guys, can't take it all the time.
Just don't show any major merch stuff though, Alex, because you can show that when we get to the segment.
Well, I have one that I can show that Ruben hasn't received yet because I haven't shipped it to him yet. So,
no.
so I managed to find that at the warehouse. So that was a pretty sweet pickup. I don't really think. What else have I picked up? I picked up a couple. I picked up the Edge Basic because I thought that was quite cool. To be fair.
So that's Edge Basic 113.
Yeah, that one. That's the one that you picked up on Mia.
Yeah, that's right.
So you bought that this month. You just failed to tell us.
Yeah. My brain's gone wild. Having to change room last second. So I'm actually just going to really quickly, because I forgot, we're actually on Spotify podcast now, guys. So we've got to be more descriptive of what we're talking about. So I actually had Elite 75 Seth Rollins based on the Chicago Bears, and then Elite 79 regular and Chase Bobby Fish for anyone who's listening on Spotify. My apologies.
Yeah, this is true. So what else did I get? I picked up Series 79 Big E. I had pre-ordered this through Pop Guardian, but his shipping's been delayed and FOMO got the better of me. Same with Xavier.
That's all right. If you need to move one or two, I'll probably buy it off you in the future because I can't find them.
Well, then I found about 8 Kofi Kingstons, and I was just like, no, I've ordered it through Pop Guardian. But then as I've shown this, I've been like, how am I going to set this up without Kofi?
You'll get here eventually. Save your money.
From what Logan said, nothing's due till January now.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah, it looks like AEW Wave 2 might not be till early Feb.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah, you can't do much.
Sorry, I think, is that everyone? Everyone's what they've caught up, or what they've brought for the last month, yeah?
Well, yeah, I'll keep the rest of it for later.
Yeah. All right, well, talking about Logan and Pop Guardian, that segues us into the top 5 figures of the last month quite nicely. So, coming in at number 5, we have, let's get rid of that banner for a second. We have Kofi Kingston Elite 78.
Which happens to be the worst seller at the warehouse right now, so quite funny.
Yeah. Number 4, The Fiend Ultimate Edition Series 7, which was spot number 2 last time we done one of these. And then in spot number 3, Hulk Hogan Ultimate Edition, which was spot number 1 last time we done one of these. And then we have in spot number 2, Hangman Adam Page AEW Series 2. And to, I think, most people surprised, number 1, MJF AEW Unrivaled Series 2.
Definitely a surprise.
I'm not overly surprised because if you watch his last save, hello Cam. If you watched AEW for the last month,
yeah,
you know, like he was in, like, you know, he wins his match against Chris Jericho and goes into the inner circle. So I'm not overly surprised that he's a top seller. He's also, you know, with Myers training him, they put him over quite a lot on the podcast. So I'm not surprised.
The only reason I was quite surprised is because John Moxley is the first time that the title is actually in the line, easy to get, because the title can only be gotten an exclusive at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not.
So
The John Moxley figure, to me, isn't great. Like if you look at it, it actually like he's too skinny in it. If you look at I'm looking at Pop Guardian, and like if there's one figure that looks horrible in Wave 2, it'll be John Moxley. To me, personally. But there is a little. Logan said to me that there might be a full set still of Wave 2 to be put up tomorrow for his Cyber Monday sales. So there might be a full set, and there's a lot of Pentagon Junior that he's still got in stock that he will be put back up tomorrow, I think.
And there's also something else coming out tomorrow, right?
There is something else coming out tomorrow. Don't you have a little sneaky graphic for that one?
Boom.
So yeah.
Do you want to talk about it, Alex?
Can do, yeah. So yeah, Elite 83. He's putting these up tomorrow. I don't know whether it's a first thing in the morning sale because it's Cyber Monday. But yeah, Dusty, Edge. I believe Edge is the chase. I went through this with you the other day, didn't I, Matt? One was.
Yep. So one's the greatest wrestling match ever, which isn't the greatest wrestling match ever, and the other one is WrestleMania.
Yeah. So then you got Baron Corbin, Sasha Banks, which was meant to be the ringside exclusive, which for some reason has now turned out it's not exclusive. It's just it's up on ringside at the moment. And then Drew
done a good job. Sasha in the main line's better than exclusive, in my opinion. She'll sell well.
Yeah, I think so. So, and then not that Pop Guardian's getting it, but exclusive is Michael Hayes. So you'd have to get that on ringside if you wanted it.
Are you just trying to see how many times you can make us laugh in the show, Ruben? Is that the plan?
Well, for the video feed, we've got to keep it interesting somehow.
So do you just want to bring up your mask again and kind of explain why you have a mask?
Right, if we have a spare minute. Okay, I've got it right here. So this mask came from the Undertaker is Kane ringside exclusive. I got a bit fed up. This is very unlike me. I'm the last person you'd think that would do this, but I chopped this off because it's a flat. You got the figure there. You have to cut the tape if you even want to see it, but then it just flaps out like that. It doesn't have Velcro, so chopped it off with the old guillotine. Now you can actually see the figure. I think it's great like that.
I think that's what most people would have had to do with the Firefly Funhouse as well, wouldn't they?
Right, yeah.
The Firefly Funhouse opens up like that, though, at least.
But you have to kind of rip it to even open it.
And they probably would have folded back in as well. So
why doesn't Mattel just use Velcro like they did with the Milkamania?
I don't know. Why doesn't Mattel do a mini thing?
Why do Mattel release inaccurate figures? I don't know.
So, back on weekly purchases, I also pre-ordered a certain set of WXW trading cards.
Oh yeah,
so,
that's probably a good thing to shout. Do you have any information about those, Ruben? Are they still available? Have they all sold out?
There's a great YouTube video of an unboxing that I watched on Friday. Was it? Yeah, I think Friday.
Well, thank you. I wasn't expecting us to talk about this today, but we happen to have one box left in stock. One box left. WXW trading cards. Yeah, like Alex said, the video that went up on, I think it was Friday, that really tells you everything you need to know. Shows you what you can pull. It's an unboxing of this. And all proceeds go to Starship Hospital, of course. So I'm not making a cent off it.
No sneaky cards to show us nearby?
Ooh, I have a few bone cards. I just have a stack of spare bone cards. That's literally all I have in front of me.
Who's bone?
Yeah, there's the base card, bone, some parallels.
Who's bone?
I don't know, but he's a weird looking guy, I must say.
What do you reckon? What do you reckon, Ruben? If someone messages you saying they want to buy the last box and I heard about it on Figure Frenzy, do you reckon you can get Bone to sign the box? Maybe.
Well, if that's something that they want, then they're more than welcome to request it, and I'd be happy to oblige. I wouldn't expect anyone to do that, but well, I'm sure I could get a hold of Bone and we'll see what he can do. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to show. But the video shows you a hell of a lot more.
Lucky
Thanks
for
for bringing that up.
When are these coming out? I forgot.
It's sometime in December. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But we'll have to see. It will be in December, though.
Do we reckon they'll be shipped out and to people by the time the next show is?
I think there's a very good chance by the next show, you guys should have yours in hand.
Live unboxing, I'd say.
Oh,
yeah.
That would be legendary. Oh.
What have you got, Alex? 2? I've got 1.
I got 2. I requested 3, but I was denied, so...
Sorry, man. If no one grabs that last box, then it's yours.
It'll sell for sure. If it doesn't, we might do it. We might use it. I'll buy it and we'll use it as a giveaway for Christmas episode.
Oh, legend.
How's that?
Thanks for bringing it up.
If it doesn't sell, it is.
We'll have to see.
So, anything else, or should we move straight into the Major Wrestling Figure podcast side of the show?
I don't know. Is there any decent figure news that's come out since the last month?
I'm trying to think, actually,
that we can think of. Jeremy Padawa did a sneaky release of Sammy Gargano on Series 4 AEW, so that was a good sneak.
Of who? Did you say Johnny Gargano?
I said Sammy.
I'm sure you said Johnny Gargano.
Oh, I guess we'll rewatch it on the video.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewind that.
I thought I heard Gargano.
If anyone else caught that, I heard Johnny Gargano.
I heard Gargano for sure.
Yeah, maybe I said Sammy Gargano. My bad.
Nah, Sammy Guevara, that'll definitely be a good figure though. One thing I'm quite pleased with the AEW line is that the CGI or computer shots, whatever you want to call it, the actual product isn't too far off of it. Whereas with a lot of Mattels, you'll see the CGI and it could be a completely different product when it comes out.
Thanks.
So providing it stays looking like it is, that Sammy's going to be amazing.
Yeah, that jacket looks awesome.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else has come out, to be fair.
Well, New Japan still hasn't
Ultimates
being made.
Came in stock at ringside.
Yeah, Ultimates came in at ringside, so they're meant to be at Pop Guardian in January as well.
They look really nice though. Seeing some people reviewing them on YouTube, and especially that Hogan. I didn't think they'd be able to exceed Storm Collectibles, but it looks like it has. It looks incredible.
So if you follow the Major Pod on Twitch, they unbox all these things all the time. So Brian Myers did the Hogan and the Fiend, and he reckons, like, he said that there was a lot of backlash because the Fiend doesn't come with a lantern, but he's like, it actually probably doesn't need it because they've put so much work into like the jacket and everything else that, you know, that's where the money's been spent.
Well, I mean,
that's
like
right.
I was saying,
that fantastic championship belt with it too. That would have taken a lot of budget with all the paint and all the details.
Yeah.
Like I was saying to you though, Alex, you know, you go buy either the Elite 77 or the top picks that's coming out, and both of those are going to be cheap soon enough because they're pumping out Fiends like no tomorrow.
This one?
So you just get the lantern off of that, and then chuck it with your Ultimate, and then you have the Ultimate figure, you know. Because that's the only Fiend that has the praying thingy on his chest. And unless you go to Curb Stomp City Custom Decals, whatever the frick he's called, and buy it off of him, then you ain't gonna have it. At least try.
And that jacket's spectacular too, with those interchangeable arms. Like, there's no way a cloth jacket's getting that level of detail. It really is the ultimate thing.
The Hogan's pretty good too. So
yeah,
for sure.
All I'm saying is I hate but love you guys for convincing me to go down the Ultimate line.
Oh, you got to.
I hadn't even got them. So like since the last time my rock arrived from Amazon. I think
there's some news. Amazon finally took my money.
so, for rock. So what are the next Ultimates? The next one is Macho.
And
Seven.
Yeah, Macho and Flair. and then it'll be Edge and someone because Edge has already been announced.
Edge has already been announced, yeah. But they're
And
doing
then
that.
it'll be the fan takeover after that, which is Jeff Hardy and Shawn Michaels.
Oh yeah, those are going to be awesome.
No,
I think it's supposed to do an Undertaker at some point.
We had a bit of a discussion about that, didn't we, Alex? And we're a bit disappointed that there's already a remake or a second of some person in that line.
Yeah, there's so many people that could be done beforehand. You know, like you could do Dusty Rhodes, per se. You know, there's so
Kane
many...
Ultimate in the 1997 debut attire would be sick.
Undertaker Ultimate, you know.
Yeah,
Undertaker,
so many.
WrestleMania 14 attire from him. That would be a perfect way to put it in.
I'd love to see Eddie Guerrero Ultimate.
Yeah. They could quite easily get up to about Series 30, maybe even push to Series 40 before they should even need to look at doing a second of someone.
Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah, because you could do like a Trish Stratus.
Yeah, they need more women for sure. There's only Ronda at the moment, and Becky.
I'd love to see a Vince Ultimate.
Yeah.
So you know, there's plenty of things you can do. So also there isn't. It's not Macho and Flair next. I thought it was Macho and Edge, and then Flair and Stone Cold.
You're right.
Oh, could be. You could be right about that.
Because I think there was everyone's been announced for the next two, I think, from memory.
Because is it every 4 months or 3 months is an Ultimate?
Every 3.
Yeah, great.
They're meant to do four waves a year, I think. So like 8 figures a year.
So there's still one more wave to be announced for next year then?
Yes.
Theoretically.
Because Flair Hogan's coming out now, so that's December. So the next one will be like January, February, March, which will probably be Edge. Who else did I say? Edge and Macho. And the next one will be Flair and Stunning Steve or Steve Austin. And then the next one will probably be Shawn, Jeff. So then basically they haven't announced this time's next year's one.
You could even do a really cool McFoley, to be fair, in the Ultimate line.
You could do.
Yeah. What else came out?
You could quite. I reckon you could literally do the 3-4 faces of Foley, whatever it is, and just have the clothing and cloth design, like a cloth shirt or something. I don't know. There'd be some way they could do it, I'm sure.
There's another one that's come out this month that I know you haven't got, which is going to put you as the number 2 AEW figure holder of the country. The 2-pack Blood and Guts.
Do you have Brandy yet?
It's landing. Well, it's landed in New Zealand. I'll have it shortly. I know Blood and Guts is on its way, so you won't have that. So
that's right. You can just lend me one of your Blood and Guts until mine arrives.
I only ordered one.
Oh, did you? I thought you got 2.
No, I only got one.
They're not cheap. Ringside exclusives aren't cheap.
Nah.
No, they're not cheap. Oh, it wasn't too bad.
I'm trying to work it where I can get 2 Blood and Guts and then another Brood Hardys at the same time. Because
those Brood Hardys are going up in price. So
yeah,
because
it's an awkward shaped box. So to try and get them all the awkward shaped boxes in one, it'll mean the shipping won't cost too much, or as much as it will.
Yeah. What about these lovely SmackDown Championship 2-packs that they're putting out? That you get like the
basics.
You get the side. I don't know if are they basics, and you get the side plates that you can like put on the titles.
The one that Ruben was really disappointed about all the inaccuracies for Undertaker for.
Oh, I don't care. At the end of the day, it's a basic, so I was never going to buy it.
Because you've got like a Orton Cena 2-pack, Lashley, King Booker, and a Rock Triple H 2-pack. It's cool for the kids.
Really good lineup.
Because you get those side plates, so you can like put them on, you know, the kids' titles. So that'll be quite cool.
And they're also figure stands as well.
Are they?
Yeah, they're figure stands as well, which is really cool.
Really trying to
figure
out what
it
else.
would almost be worth trying to buy someone's side plates that only wanted the figures if you're like collecting Jeff Hardy or like you are the Undertaker for all your loose.
True that. Good point. I might need that stand.
Yeah.
You
Well,
want to go Hardy, Matt?
Yeah,
Do you want the
I was
Hardy
just gonna
thing?
say.
Then
I
I'll
was just gonna say we could go halves. I only want the Jeff Hardy.
I'm up for that. You can keep the Undertaker figure as long as I get the stand.
Oh, you can have the free figure.
I don't
Do it
think.
after Christmas though. I'm poor until then.
No, man.
It'll be a New Year's sale.
I think we all are. You know, I
Yeah.
was so tempted. Like with Black Friday sales, I wanted to buy every retro that they had because they were so cheap. You buy 4 for $18 American.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
dangerous.
I had the money. I shouldn't have done it, but I did, and I ended up buying Kyle O'Reilly Chase and a Roderick Strong figure because I won't get the Chase, or if I do, it'll be a very slim chance, like it was with this one over here. And Roderick Strong is bloody ridiculous prices overseas, so it's the only chance I had to get them at decent prices. So I had to dig into the Warren of Fitness fund and
The Warren of Fitness.
that's the bad thing about having Warren of Fitness is at this time of the year.
Oh, tell me about it. I've got to register my truck, my van, and my trailer before Christmas.
Do you want to add a Holden Commodore onto the list?
No. You dirty Holden Commodore. You dirty LPG Holden.
Mate, it's cleaner than all your cars combined. What do you mean? The fuel economy on that is amazing.
I used to have an LPG Ford. I know what it's like. Back when LPG was like 18 cents.
Yeah. Ridiculous. Well, now it's $1.30, so it's still cheaper than anything. Unless you get a diesel and go do it illegally. But anyway. Oh well, Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, yeah?
Yeah, first, are there any comments coming in?
I
Any
can't see
questions?
anything. I can't see anything because I'm on my phone, so someone else will have to do that.
The only person is Morgan. He was like, "Hey fellas, how's it going?"
Hey,
So-
Morgan.
Good, Morgan. But
Pretty good.
anyway,
good rip off of theirs. I'll give you that.
are you gonna sing it?
No, not a
No?
chance.
We're not
No.
getting singing from Alex today. And look,
I
the
say-
logo changed in the top left of the screen there too. The top right.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Wow, you got into a lot of effort there, Matt.
Like I was saying in our pre-show, I don't have anything to contribute to this segment other than the visuals. So
Yeah,
That's all
well,
I can do.
you've done a great job.
how do we want to do this, Alex? This is your baby. Do you want to show off
My
stuff
baby.
first, or do you want to
My
talk
baby.
about?
This was your idea. I'm just the unfortunate one that has it all.
Or
But
do
yeah.
we talk about the 3 photos that we have first?
You can do the 3 photos first if you want to.
All right. Well, there you go. You can talk about it.
Oh yeah, well, so yeah, they obviously Matt Cardona being a psycho like he is, he made an original one of these that he uses on the live shows and takes to signings, for kids to take photos. And
Remember,
whatnot.
we're on a podcast too. You need to describe it.
This is true. So he's got basically Cardona had when they started the Figure Wrestling Federation side podcast where they do that every Wednesday as like their fantasy booking with the Bone Crunching era. He had Wildcat Championship belts make up the major Figure Wrestling Podcast Championship one, and the photo that he's showing is the box that it's sent in, where they give you because Cardona's a psycho, he had to order number 1 because he had the number 1. So they give you the 001 and they print your name on the box, which is pretty cool. And I know there's a guy called Emon Merrigan in the Facebook group for the major chat. He was a psycho and he bought the second one. So I priced it up, and to get it to New Zealand and pay duty and shipping and all the rest of it was going to cost me like $4,500. So I passed on that one.
So yeah, off to Pakistan we go, right?
Yeah, after Alibaba, we'll go get one with
It's
AliExpress.
not Alibaba, it's eBay.
Phoebe, AliExpress.
Bay
So
of Eve.
yeah, I'm not paying $4,500 for one. To be fair, unfortunately, I think they were like 1,800 US. I think off the top of my head.
I will say though, it is a beautifully designed belt.
Yeah,
And with
yeah.
all the different layers that they have on it, it's almost as good as this bad thing right behind me here. You know,
Cardona is a psycho because at the end of the day, he started the social media thing for WWE Superstars and bought the original Internet Championship belt that Wildcat built as well, or made for him. Then he made the first major figure title belt, which he still uses for the signings and whatnot, which Dolph Ziggler spray painted at a live event. And then he's gone and made another, like a newer Internet Championship title belt. And then he's gone and made a newer version of the major figure title belt. And
wait,
then he's got
a version of that,
which is what that one is. That's not the original.
Oh,
that photo.
Is it?
No, that's a recent one that he's had made. That they literally sit in the boxes in his wardrobe. He doesn't even display them. He hasn't got room. Because he bought, which will go into the next photos, I suppose. He bought they made up Figure Wrestling Federation championship belts for their figs, like the interstate title and the tag team titles. And Matt's put the photo up of the interstate title. So they, made up mock designs of these so they could show people, which they will make into toys, no doubt. But Cardona was a psycho and had this made and bought it. So God knows how much he spent on fake wrestling title belts. And then Matt's just put up the tag team championship, which Cardona was a psycho, and instead of buying one, he had to buy two. They're obviously coming a tag team title belts.
Question though, did he actually get two of his SmackDown tag team titles and his Raw tag team titles? And
no, not
I think he got one.
Not that I'm aware. He got one because they hang on his wall in his office.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
To
think
be fair, when you're in a tag team, you only have one of the titles.
yeah. So I know Myers has got the Raw one. I think.
Right. But to be fair, they used those FWF title belts at their live shows, right? Or they did it for their last one.
Live 7. Live 6. Live 6. Sorry, that's just been that was yeah. They had Shane Douglas come out as the interstate title with that belt, and then who's the other guy?
D'Lo Brown came out with the title.
Yeah, D'Lo Brown came out with the other title. So those shows would be quite cool to go to, but
yeah, I was watching the vlog they put up with that hilarious Hornswoggle part. Oh my god, I died at that part.
Oh, so funny. It's more funny that like Cardona's like hyena laugh or his like hyperventilating.
Yeah.
Just so fun.
Bit of alcohol helps with that. But I've lost my train of thought now of what I was even going to say with it.
Because I think there's a title bout. I don't know if you have the other photo, but they did a hardcore title championship as well.
No. As you were talking about the other kind of world title for their shows, I was like, oh shit, I've only got 2 belts. There's more. Damn it.
They have the interstate, they have the tag team titles, and then they have a hardcore champion as well on their Figure Wrestling Federation, which I think the pay-per-views dropped. They had a pay-per-view which is Collusion, and I can't remember what Myers was, but that was dropped this morning on the Patreon. But I don't think either of you have got Patreon, do you?
No. And so for anyone that doesn't really know how the Federation thing works, is it just them talking, or are they playing with their figures? How's it work? So
Cardona books his show on the back of one of his 8x10s. But they're not like legitimately playing with them. They fantasy book 11 segments.
Yeah.
And then go through it, which Cardona goes like over the top, like it's like yelling, screaming. He actually lit sparklers in his office the other day in his house, fireworks on the live stream. And then
what's bad as lighting the Kane figure on fire.
Yeah, and then
was Chelsea home at this time?
Probably, but then
he probably wouldn't have been. Surely he couldn't get away with that.
Then they both do like figure photography. So in the Facebook group, there's all figure photography that goes up, and then after every week, normally like Smart Mark says that it's like 24 hours before they record the podcast or the next, but he does it like 3, so it doesn't give you much time. But it does like a poll on what everybody thinks, who's winning and whatnot. So for the first 3 or 4 months, Myers cane Cardona, and the last few, I want to say last maybe month to 6 weeks, Cardona's been caning Myers. So
it's quite a cool concept that they're doing though, and how they're kind of like making it feel mainstream. Because I don't even watch it and I still know what's happening.
The figure wrestling.
Yeah.
There's no video to it, so it's literally just an audio.
Yeah. So
wrestling.
I've watched a little bit of one, and that's why I was laughing when you said he literally started yelling and getting into it, because I've watched one of them that they put up on YouTube, I think, to try and bring people over to Patreon.
Yeah.
But and yeah, it's literally just they take a still shot of whatever they're trying to describe, and then when they get to the next scene, they put the next photo up. They yell about it, they book it, and it's pretty fun. Like, it's pretty fun to listen to.
Does Hawkins yell, or is it just Ryder?
No, it's just Ryder. Hawkins is very, very more a strategic booker, and like he can have his pumped out in like 60, because they only have a half an hour time limit. Otherwise, Cardona would go for an hour. So they did a half an hour time limit. Myers can be done in like 12 to 14 minutes flat, where Cardona finishes it with like 8 seconds left of his half an hour. Like, he pushes it to the limit most weeks. But
so that just reminds me of Up, Down, Down with Xavier Woods versus Tyler Breeze in the GM mode series they do. If any of you have watched that.
No, I haven't watched that, to be fair.
I watched a little bit of the start ages ago.
Good laugh.
It is. It's really good.
But Xavier Woods is Matt Cardona, and Tyler Breeze is Brian Myers.
Because Tyler Breeze made left, right championship, didn't he?
Yeah.
Left, right. What? Okay.
Yeah, he made a left, right championship. I hope we get a Tyler Breeze with the left, right, since we got the Xavier Woods with the up, down.
Please, that'd be awesome.
For the figure wrestling, I did listen to it. I haven't in the last month. Like, I've just actually got bored of it, to be fair. Like, it hasn't really kept my interest, to be fair. So
yeah.
I listened to the results, which are like the first 15 minutes, and then Cardona likes to call Myers. So one's called Turmoil, and one's called what's the other one? Shows you, Thrill Zone. Shows you how bad it is. And Cardona calls Myers one NyQuil Zone, because he reckons it's so boring and it's so monotone that it puts people to sleep. So,
well, anything would if you're shouting into the microphone for 30 minutes.
Yeah, try and listen to one. It's quite funny. So,
could you imagine like pulling up to a red light and you've got Matt Cardona screaming down the microphone while you're listening to that, and there's like some old lady sitting next to you in the car next to you, just like looking at you, listening to someone yelling down their microphone about figures.
I don't think, because I do a lot of driving around. I don't think I actually listen to the radio. I just listen to a major wrestling figure podcast, like, because they've got like 120 episodes of like 3 hours. They just keep rolling over, really.
You're such a mark for your own voice that you were listening to our podcast when they went up.
I did listen to it because I was trying to see if it was like decent quality, or like it was, because obviously we recorded those as just live videos, so it wasn't really going into descriptive ways when we do unboxings to talk about figures. So, there was a lot of silence and patches. So, well, that is what it is.
There's
for
always
those
going to
watching
be
right now who doesn't know about the actual podcast, Matt, why don't you tell them how they can listen to it?
Eventually, it'll be on all podcast platforms, but for now, because it's the only one I can figure out how to do, it's up on Spotify. You just search up Wrestling Collectibles NZ, or is it New Zealand? One of the two, and it'll pop up. There's also chats with wrestlers, Bushwhacker Luke, the interview only, so you don't get all the meet and greet stuff. It's just literally the interview, so that's cool as well. And I've listened to that because I can hardly hear myself, because Bushwhacker Luke just talks the entire time, which is great.
It was so good. Such a good interview. Well, the whole stream, really. It was awesome.
What was that, Alex? Is it NZ or New Zealand?
NZ, so Wrestling Collectibles NZ.
Awesome.
It's not Wrestling Collectibles anymore, is it?
Shush you. Shush you. If I remember correctly, I was doing that with a Woodstock in my hand. So, yeah. You're lucky you only said collectibles. While we've got a couple of people watching and you two on here, anyone who's waiting for stuff to come back from Bushwhacker Luke, it's currently sitting in Tokyo. It's been there since the 18th of November. YouTube boys know how things are in Tokyo at the moment. Quarantined for 3 weeks. So when it gets here, you'll all get an individual message letting you know that it's arrived. But for now, it's in Tokyo.
Fair enough.
That Bushwhacker Luke autograph card in the WXW set might have to become a redemption.
Yeah,
might have to do that if it's that late. Then we have to
to be fair though, that's probably quite a cool piece for that to do a redemption.
That's very true.
Have those packets been made, or are they in the process of being made?
They're in the process at the moment.
Oh, so that means one of us are getting the Bushwhacker Luke one then, right?
They're just
Everyone's
gonna,
asking me about that. Everyone
going to go back to this and be like, they fucking rigged it.
yeah, probably. How much of a stitch up would it be if we do a live unboxing and it comes out?
Yep. If it does, I'm just not showing it. I'm just going to be like, oh, there's only 4 cards in this pack. Ruben, what
uh,
Oh well. So what pieces of major wrestling figure podcast stuff do you have, or related to the podcast? Because I know you got things that are related to the podcast, Ruben.
so we're getting my few pieces out of the way before Alex main event for the next hour.
However you guys want to do it.
I'm not doing an hour, but we can. Why don't we just do like one each and just go back and forth?
Yeah, that works. Do you want to go first, Alex? Since you
how many pieces do you actually have, Ruben?
I think, that bit that I got 2 minutes before the stream started, I think up to like 12 or 13 pieces to show.
Yeah, I've got No, not if I decide to get everything out of the cabinet. But no.
I guess you're getting everything out of the cabinet now then, so you can be the major market that we all know you are.
Well, Alex has far more than 14 pieces, probably like 5 times that, at least.
Probably, but we're not getting every single pen.
So
and
remember,
grenade.
we are on a podcast here too, guys. So explain what we are talking about, or explain what we are showing.
Let's go with number 1, because Ruben's got this as well. So it's not a major pod merch. It's more of a Zack Ryder pop vinyl.
I had that, so I'm just going to do this. I had.
What do you mean you had it? What did you do with it?
You can Photoshop it in post-production.
Yeah. So it's the 2017 Fall Convention exclusive. I am still on the hunt for the 1 of 500.
Which I have sent you a couple of times. You just never have the money when I send it to you.
Nah, I've got to
How
pull the
much are
trigger
they
on.
asking at this point?
So on the podcast page, there are ones that Ryder has signed that are going for 600 US.
Yeah. And there's
That's
been a
probably
couple
all of them,
for about 350 US, isn't it?
What's that?
There's been a couple I've sent you like links to that were about 350 US.
Yeah, which is
So,
I probably were. I'm only missing, I think, maybe 5 out of the whole pop vinyl collection. So Ryder's one. There's a Cena that I'm missing. There's a CM Punk. There's an AJ, and there's
a Mysterio.
the Mysterio. Yeah, the real expensive Mysterio I'm missing. So
Yeah.
I'm
You
only
clarify
missing
that's AJ Lee you're missing, not AJ Styles.
Yeah, AJ Lee. So
And
there
then you're
was
going
one
to go through and get them all signed, right? Going to go through and get a whole other set signed.
not a chance. Not a chance. I know Dark Parlor Originals is doing a Undertaker signing shortly, but they are 235 US to get the Glow in the Dark signed, and that's not.
So is our biggest Undertaker fan that's cringing underneath us getting anything?
If I had the money, I'd send every Undertaker thing I have in to get signed, but unfortunately, I don't have enough to even get one thing signed. I really would love it though.
Because Mike at Dark Parlor went through the pricing, and it's not actually him that makes it so expensive, because a lot of people are like, why have you made it $235 for a pop vinyl? But it's like 100. Undertaker set his price at like 200. So like, like he's got to buy the pop vinyl, and then he makes it.
The man hasn't done any meet and greets or anything like that for 30 years. So
yeah,
he's got to catch up on that income he's missed out on, I guess.
Oh, it's not anything to do with money for him. He doesn't need the money, but it's just got to be worth his time, I suppose.
Yeah.
And it's also the company has to get a fair share of that as well.
Yeah, I think when he did, what was the like Stampede or Starcast, when he was going to do that, it was like $16,000 for an hour to have Taker there.
Yeah.
So it's not cheap.
Any less, then he'd be busy for the rest of his life just doing signings. If he was that cheap, then everyone in the whole world would want to go meet him, surely.
Well, we'd have him on Chats with Wrestlers tomorrow,
If I won $5 million on Lotto tomorrow, I would pay the fee to have him as a guest.
That'd be awesome. Ruben, if I can ask you, you can feel free to say no. How much was that defining moments that I sent you a link of again that has his autograph? In US.
That's a tricky one because you have to add in GST and everything. Oh, I think US it was $250, which is actually really cheap.
Yeah, so I was going to say, if you take into account of that, it's probably not.
You wouldn't have to add GST on that, would you, when it gets to New Zealand? Because the limit's $1,000, isn't it?
400.
No, it's 1,000. It's been lifted.
It's gone up again.
Yeah.
Is it $1,000 though if it's not deemed for resale?
Well, how do they deem it for resale if it's for your collection? You know what I mean? Like if
sometimes they sting you with it, sometimes they don't. So it's
if you were buying,
I guess
if you were buying 10 signed Taker pops, they could deem it as resale. But if you've only got one, then because I think with Dark Parlor, I think he's got a AJ Styles signing coming up as well.
There you go, Morgan. If you're still watching,
there you go.
So that'd be quite cool because I know on his website he's got Naomi, Kevin Owens, Taker, Kevin Nash. I think he had some damaged Hogans, which I bought. So I didn't shell out for the mint Hogan. I bought a damaged one, and the damage one was still 140 US. But like the damage on it is so minimal that you wouldn't even. You don't see it when it's like sitting on the rack over here. Like it's on the back, like a little tear on the little bottom corner. Like for me, should have I don't see it. So
it's a signed pop. Like it doesn't really matter what the condition is if it's signed by Hogan.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think there's a single WWE one that I've missed on Pop Gut. Oh, no, I didn't buy Kevin Owens because he priced Kevin Owens at like 100 US, and I just wasn't prepared to pay 100 US for Kevin Owens at the time.
Yeah, fair enough. So what's our next piece?
I'm wearing a piece right now. We've got an old school 2012 sick shirt.
That's the one that Matt Cardona was roasting on his toy vomit thing the other day.
Was he?
Yeah. He was saying how he had such high hopes for it being a different colored shirt at the time. And then it came out and he was like, what the heck's this?
Dang. But Waiheke hooked me up with this for free. So if Waiheke's watching, thank you again. Legend.
Oh, that's cool.
What else we got? Well, I'm obviously wearing a hat. And I got the hoodie, which this is a very...
the controversial hoodie.
The controversial hoodie. So I don't believe that these colors are correct to me. I had an argument with Cardona. I posted a photo in the group and had an argument with him about it, that he believes these are the right colors and these are the original colors. But if you were to hold it up to, say, like that purple, not that you can see it, like that purple is a lot darker than like this, and the yellow is a lot brighter. So
either you got an era one, or he's trying to promote the merch.
He's just colorblind because everybody else did it that turned up the same color as mine. So, and then I've watched a couple of vlogs that Cardona and Myers have worn them, and they're exactly the same. So it's just the way that it's been screen printed.
And that's the unfortunate thing with screen printing. It's very hard to always get the same color because you have to go out and buy the different dyes and all that crap. And if it's that little bit off, it makes the whole thing look different.
Yeah,
Um,
you can't
just
notice
one-
on the stream here.
It's still a mint hoodie. Like, it's still real comfy, and it's like probably one of the nicer hoodies that I've had. Like, it's real comfy from Pro Wrestling Tees. Yeah, it's just unfortunate the colours to me is not a handy, but such is life. I bought 2. I've got another one, so yeah.
You buy 2 of everything from them, eh? Or you try
Genuinely, like, normally yes. Normally one, like, well, the hats I don't. To be fair, the big end figures I don't. The socks I did, because what's the point of having one pair of socks? Ruben's just had dinner delivered because I could read his lips.
Actually, it's dessert. I scoffed dinner down from the intro.
dessert. What a good line.
So yeah, I don't buy 2 of everything.
Yeah.
Their pre-order for their second set of chalkline shorts finished, I want to say, last night, and I only bought one of those because they priced them at $70 US. So
See, I was nearly gonna buy one to see what the quality was like, but then I was like, nah, Alex will be getting one. I'll just have a look at it when it gets to his house.
I have the first ones.
Yeah.
So
And that's the one with kind of all their different logos on it, yeah?
yeah, but it's got it's very basketball short. Like, it's got holes in it. It feels real weird.
Yeah.
But
It's quite cool, actually. Cool
yeah,
short.
so that was the
I'm
first
wearing
one.
basketball shorts right now as well, actually.
I must admit, I didn't buy these brand new. I actually they released these quite early in the podcast day, and I didn't really find the podcast until maybe 6 or 7 months in, so I missed out. So I bought these off eBay, but they have been very well washed. I actually haven't worn them; they're just in the cabinet.
Yeah.
So
What else
Those
do you
early
have, Ruben?
merch pieces, they're quite hard to find because they were extra limited, weren't they? Like to 100 and less.
still a lot of things are limited. Like, they don't do like a huge run on things. Like these jackets, these jumpers. What pissed me off is when they went up for sale, he said limited to 100, and they sold out in about 4 minutes. That's why I bought 2. I was like, I'll sell mean, and then he was like, "Oh, we won't put a limit on it. We'll just open it up." And I was like, "Well, I probably wouldn't have bought 2 right away if you'd said that they were just going to be there for, the foreseeable future. I probably wouldn't have bought one straight away, but such is life."
So what else do we got?
Okay. I may as well do this one.
I have food on my mouth.
I have to thank Carl Pretend for this stuff. I've chucked it in a frame. He sent this to me. He didn't want any money for it. So we got the Best Wishes 8x10 there. We got a broski buck. We've also got a Major Mark magnet. So I don't know if Carl's watching, he'll be able to tell the story better. I may as well leave it to him to tell. I'm sure if he's not watching now, he'll see later on. So if you podcast listeners, check out the Facebook if you want to see the story on those. But something happened to them. Basically, that still amazing pieces.
Pretty sure if he decides to sell that broski buck and that Major Mark sticker, or that is it the magnet or the sticker?
It's a magnet.
So that
Signed by
magnet, that's the only magnet I don't have, believe it or not. I have no, I've got the other 2 in the cabinet, and they've just
Good thing Christmas is around the corner, eh, Alex?
yeah, Matt on the last podcast was like, I've ordered the latest magnets, they've just come in, and then he went and sent them out, and he realized that he'd fucked it up and ordered stickers. So he now has to go and order those in magnets. So
oh man.
yeah, but I think that magnet, it was quite hard to get because there wasn't many people in the Patreon when he originally made those, so they're not the easiest to come by.
I think. Oh, what did they say on the pod? They were limited to like 500. They ordered, or it was very little, and they were just giveaways. You couldn't buy them; they'd give them away.
Yeah, which the last couple you've been able to buy. I think. Let me see if I can find mine.
That's cool. Everything they've done now, they're pretty much collectible.
Yeah. And that's the cool thing about their merch is they've really targeted it as not being merch, it's really collectible items.
So I've got they've got the stomp one, which Matt signed.
That's cool.
I'm
And
not.
then
Is
that
that
was-
actually Matt's signature, or is it Zack Ryder signature?
No, it's Matt's signature. So
Oh, right. Well, that shows
So-
how old this is. Well, it's flung across the floor there.
yeah, so that one was pre WWE firing.
Right. This was well before he got released.
Yeah.
So that,
Yeah.
yeah, that's quite old.
So that's the third one.
That's cool. That might be my favorite one.
And then they've only just shown the photos for the latest one in the last maybe week to 10 days. So just pretty sweet. So
Well,
yes.
I guess to continue on with that, I have an extra broski butt that's not damaged at all. There's a very big story behind that about it getting lost in the mail for nearly a year. And he sent this, I ordered the broski butt, and he sent this 8x10 signed free of charge as well, which is really nice. Also pre getting released, so they're the Zack Ryder photographs. I think this may have even been before Major Pod even had their own 8x10s. It was right after Live 2 when Zack Ryder actually threw these out in the audience. So it was way back around the time when they won the Raw Tag title.
Wait, he gave away something for free? Didn't you say he doesn't do anything for free, Alex?
Not
anymore. This is
Not a-
before they were doing Patreon.
not appearances, let's put it that way. He gives away he gives away still a lot of free merch on like to people that buy stuff, to be fair. So
Yeah.
And they
I
always
think-
do the 8x10 giveaways and everything.
what else? So yeah, I got like a pack of 30 DZ stickers
Oh
Yeah.
no!
and he signed the
You
top
got
one. I
30 of
think.
them. Well,
Yeah, it was
I'm
like-
sure we could do a trade. I've been wanting one of those DZ stickers since 2012.
I think you said that to me as well, to be fair.
We could do a trade. You want this?
100%.
Yeah. There we go.
I've got a what have I got here to send you anyway? Oh, the Superstar Billy Graham, so I'll just put them in with that.
Oh, legend. And when I send you the trading card box, I'll chuck in that Major Mark magnet.
There
No,
we go.
There we
Saving on shipping.
easy.
Yeah.
So yeah. That
Oh,
was
just real quick before we carry on. I don't think you mentioned how much those boxes cost, Ruben.
I don't think I did. Yeah, 30 New Zealand dollars, which would probably translate to about 20 US dollars, maybe a little less.
And you said 30, yes?
Just $30.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all proceeds go to Starship. 100% of that money is going to Starship Hospital in Auckland.
Cool.
do the people that make them for you do them for free, do they?
I make the cards myself.
Oh, do you? Oh, me.
Yeah.
So
I'll
who-
tell you what, it's been so much work. I'm not doing this again, I'm afraid. So this is the last episode. It's seriously been so long.
I heard Bone was leaving WXW.
Who told you that rumor?
Oh, just a rumor I heard. To be fair,
Just
Well.
something through the pipeline.
they could be quite rare trading cards. To be fair,
Well, you never know. If he is indeed leaving, then these are his last ever trading cards. So you might want to get on that last box.
But then I guess if this is the last set, then it's the last ever trading cards for everybody then, right?
Yeah. I can guarantee that no one else is making them trading cards like that.
So
No
what
one
other
else.
major merch do we got here, guys? I know there's heaps. Let's get through it.
what should we go with?
You're gonna have to go with something else because Ruben has a mouthful of food.
Let's go with these were the first. If I can get that glare off the screen, these were the first figures that they made.
Yep.
Incredible.
Then the back. What else we got? Side. So they made. The funny thing is with these ones actually, these are made to 500, which again for the podcast people, it's the purple set that was made to a limit of 500. They took ages to sell out. Like they did an hour-long pre-sale for the Patreon members, didn't sell out, and then it took 23 minutes to sell out to the public. So I don't think the blue ones or the stomp ones made it past the Patreon members, to be honest. So they do have
No,
another.
they certainly didn't.
They
I
do have
wanted to
another.
stop it.
They do have another 6, 7 series coming out of those type of figures.
Wow.
Now that they're not, because these ones they're all wearing masks. Because obviously, being at WWE, they couldn't put their face on anything. So the next ones are all unmasked. They have a referee, which is John Cone, but they can't say it's John Cone, so it's a referee.
A referee that might be named John.
Yeah, a referee that might be named John, and they've got a few.
It should be Cone John.
John. So they've
Or
got
CJ.
CJ Perry. But yeah, so they've got quite a few that are coming out as far as that I've seen the photos anyway. So
Do you have the other ones?
I do have the other ones, yes. So the next ones will be they have the blue set, which are based off the Mets colors, I believe, because of Brian Myers is a huge Mets fan. So this actually came to me. This actually came to me in a plastic bag, and I haven't taken it out, so I plan on leaving it in the plastic bag. But
You're
May as
the
well.
pictures, so you might as well.
this is the blue set. So the purple set I got, let's see, I got 230 of 500, and then the blue set I got 236 of 250. So these were even more limited to get. And then the last set I've only just purchased. So the last set is the Stomp in Paradise set.
It's got to be the best, in my opinion. It's the best looking one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I got the purple set originally, I was quietly surprised on how big the box is and how big the figures really are. Because I remember listening to the podcast in the last it might have been the last one or the last two. They've bought the mold so they can pretty much produce as many as they want. So like people are asking for like a Smart Mark Sterling figure. So I'm not gonna. That's already been announced anyway. So
Are they bigger than Hasbro's?
Yes.
Okay.
100%. So they're probably even 2 times the size of a Hasbro.
Could you put it next to an Elite if you still have an Elite nearby?
Do I have an Elite? I do. Hold on. Oh. So there's an Elite. Foot.
Okay.
So,
They're not too far off, only slightly shorter.
Right.
Okay.
That's cool though.
So for the Stomp set, I got 118 of 250.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they kind of base those off the AWA figures or something that they were so high on?
They are based on the Remco figures, I think.
Yeah.
So the Masters of the Universe WWE figures are based on the same mold of the Remco figures.
And do you have anything that's super limited that you can show us? What's your most limited item, do you think?
I don't know.
While you have a quick look, Ruben, what's something else you've got?
Well, the top's undisputed 2017 Zack Ryder autographed relic card, and mine is number 3 of 25. That's my most limited Zack Ryder thing. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I got this for cheap too. I think I bought this as the podcast started, so none of the major marks were really on board. You've got a relic card too. Nice. Oh, and you got the neat, undisputed one.
Yeah,
Sweet.
so I managed to pick those up cheap enough. I think my most limited thing will be coming in the mail, and every live event they make like a box to go around their microphones, if that makes sense. Like it's and I bought the live 6 microphone box that's signed by Ryder or by Cardona. So there's only, I think there was 4. So I've got one of 4.
Jeez.
That's amazing.
So I think that might be my most limited thing. Like,
how much
everything
was
else,
that, if I can ask, before shipping?
100 US.
That's not too
worse
bad.
for one of 4.
100 US shipped. So I'm now gonna backtrack and try and get the other ones.
Oh god, that's where you're gonna go wrong.
Everything's not overly like. Like it's limited. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like overly limited. So
it's harder to find than too expensive to buy.
Like there are now they've got into like they make like pins, right? If I can do this, so they make pins. So like this one here, which is 77 of 200, Cardona at the Toy Vomit signing then had 50 black and white ones made up. So like you had to go to the signing to get one of those. So like those things are probably more limited because you.
The following announcement has been paid for by the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Boys and girls, I am Smart Mark Sterling. I have 3 bachelors, 2 masters, and an MBA, and I'm the smartest professional wrestler in the world today. I'm also the producer of the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. And Alex, you, Mark, you giant Mark with your major merch. You think you have everything? You think you have everything? Well, do you have this limited to 15 Mark Sterling as Crush 8x10? I don't think you do. I do not think you do. There's only 15 on planet Earth. Do you have this brand new Major Wrestling Figure Podcast sticker that was supposed to be a magnet? I don't think you do. Do you have this Major Wrestling Figure Podcast belt sticker only found at Toy Vomit signing with the vomit coming down at the top of the belt for some reason? I don't think you do. Alex, it's embarrassing. You're embarrassing us with all that you're doing here on this podcast. And frankly, I'm not sure what the hell is going on. But look, I guess I really do appreciate the support. And I know that Matt and Brian certainly appreciate the support. I definitely know that we've interacted in the group and talked. And I know that Brian and I and Matt have mentioned you on the podcast before. So either way, thanks. Have a happy holidays. Later!
Oh, thanks for joining us there, Smart Mark. That was awesome. Thanks for jumping in.
Funny. The funny thing is with that signed print, I went to buy it and I decided not to in the end.
So, well done, Matt.
So there's our gift. Was it worth not knowing?
So, yeah.
I know you were getting a bit antsy about not knowing who was coming on the show.
That's why it was a surprise. I get it now.
So, that was cool. Where were we? Thinking of limited. That's probably the microphone cube is probably the most limited thing I have, to be fair, because like everything else here is like to like 500 or to 250 or whatnot. So when are the special guests joining? Well, that was the special guest as far as I was told. We were told Ruben and I actually didn't know who was coming. So we were like, we need questions, we need to be prepared. And Matt's like, no, I'm not telling you.
Yeah, I stitched him up. I probably could have let Ruben in on it as well, but I knew that the reaction would be a lot more genuine if I just didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, that was brilliant. That was I didn't expect them knowing that the time in the morning it is over there at the moment. So the fact that you were able to get him to send in a video, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Let me guess, cameo.
But the funny thing is, so I'll give a quick backstory behind it. I ordered it on, I want to say Monday or Sunday last week. 4 days went by. He actually sent me a message on Instagram, which is why he followed the page. Because the text box isn't long enough, as you know, you've done Cameo before there, Alex.
Yeah, I got him to do my unboxing intro for YouTube.
Yeah. So he just wanted a bit more information about what he was doing, and if it was actually you, he did remember you. Anyway, 4 days would go by or something, and Cameo cancelled the order. So he sends me a message. He goes, "Oh shit, dude, I'll still do it. Don't worry. I'll do it for nothing. Don't send me the cameo back. Blah blah blah." And I was like, "Well, I can only use the cameo funds on the cameo or Apple because they don't charge it back to you. So I'm like, I might as well just send it back to you anyway, you know." So he was actually going to do it for free in the end, but we ended up paying him.
No, fair enough.
Good dude. What a good dude.
I know he's
Brilliant.
probably he's definitely the cheapest one out of the three of them because I think Cardona is about 190 US.
Yes.
I don't think I've seen a cameo that good and long and detailed before, though. That was really good bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Far out.
Yeah.
I'd say if you weren't a member or a major mark, it probably would have been shorter.
Yeah. No, the factors to that was the fact that I mentioned it was for Alex, like to kind of roast Alex. And with the shenanigans that Alex does in the group, you can see that I'm actually surprised Matt Cardona didn't jump in on it when he heard the opportunity. There was a roast on Alex happening. And then two, because he offered to do it for free in the end and I ended up still paying him. I think he was like, well, shit, hang on. Let me actually do this properly. So it was cool. It was cool. I'm glad.
The funny thing is the sticker, the Major Mark sticker and the signed print, I was really close to having, so I would have had 2 out of 3. The Toy Vomit sticker you had to have because you went to Toy Vomit. You couldn't buy them. So
yeah. So I said to him, if you're gonna show off any major merch, try and show something that Alex won't have.
And I nearly had 2 out of the 3, so I could have gone. Like, oh, sorry, mate. I've actually got 2 out of the 3.
Yeah, that would have been funny. That's why I was kind of waiting a little bit to see if he kind of was like, "Oh, I've got these on the way," so I could be like, "Oh, do I still do it?"
No,
Like, I guess cancelled, guys. Sorry.
Brilliant segue. Really well done.
No, that's cool. You have to send that to me. That's quite cool. I know I've got the unboxing for like the Instagram page which you did, which is quite cool. So
That's awesome. So do we have any other major merch?
I have a few other bits and pieces. This was kind of more of an honorable mention. I grabbed this out yesterday thinking may as well show it because they kind of consider him a member of the podcast in a way. We've got the Elite Hornswoggle, Elite Series 7.
that's cool.
That's one that I've been wanting pretty much since I started my collection up again.
Well, this one was very hard to get. I got it about 2 or 3 years ago, if I can remember, from someone in Australia.
I nearly purchased one the other day for 150 New Zealand shipped.
That's not bad.
I was going to do it, but I just didn't have the money at the time. To be
Fair
honest.
enough.
So had to pass. But hopefully, in the near future, something.
Well, here's a question for you, Rube. What is this then? What is this one?
That is that came in a 2-pack with Chavo Guerrero. Round when Mattel started, 2-pack Series 4, maybe.
Because I believe actually I got this off you.
Yes, you did. That's right.
And I got one off you too, didn't I, Ruben? Or did I get that one off Morgan, maybe?
You might have gotten one off me. I definitely had 2 of
because you sold me a
green shirt one. Honestly, I can't remember all the wheelings and dealings I've done over the years.
Neither.
Yeah, I've the green suit, the leprechaun suit, Hornswoggle back there as well. But I thought may as well just show the Elite.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a cool one, and they keep ribbing him about him not actually being in DX lately. So it's a good one to bring out.
It's pretty good. Well, I was pretty content going without Hornswoggle, but then I thought they released Triple H and Shawn Michaels in the same set. Gotta have Hornswoggle.
Yeah.
He's part of the Patreon group and he sells a lot of stuff. So
does he sell any signed Hornswoggle stuff?
He has, yeah. You can buy his latest. He's put out a book too. So based on Hornswoggle, I also have this, which I've just got down.
Ooh, oh, that's awesome.
So I believe this comes in a limited gold version, which I do not know.
I have seen that.
I don't know what the limitation of it is though. So I don't have that one, which that'd probably be a big boy purchase, like my 1 of 100 Clown the Dark Taker. So
you have a big boy purchase every week. Let's be honest.
I haven't recently, to be perfectly honest. I've had to be real Like going
Bro,
into
there was that point where you send us photos and it's like, fuck, how much money does this guy have? And it was like every week nearly.
Well, he earns it though. He's got a really tough
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
I was very lucky that during COVID and they put
Yeah.
everybody's mortgages on hold. You know, as we were still working and still getting paid with the grants. I managed to do that, but also with the wife was on maternity leave, so she's not getting paid now. So money's been it's a little tighter, so I have to be a bit more careful. But I've just eBayed Hornswoggle, but there isn't a gold one on here. There was for a while, but there isn't now.
Yeah.
So
No, it's cool. What else do we got, boys?
I've got the guy's elite figures. Do we want to get into that now? Oh, actually, I'll get this out of the way. I can't actually remember what number this was out of. It was either out of 50, out of 100, or 150. We got the back scratcher.
Fuck you. If you're gonna pull that out, I'm gonna have to I don't even have that, eh?
I was actually for some reason I was the first one in the world to receive it, which sounds weird because we live out in New Zealand, but it took 4 days to arrive. And Matt Cardona, sorry?
What the heck? What did he do? Throw it?
Must have. And then Matt Cardona featured my picture of me holding it on his story on Instagram in the Major Pod story as well, which I was kind of starstruck because, man, been a Zack Ryder mark since 2011. But yeah, that's the one piece of actual pod merch that I have, like actual items. And this was before the Patreon. This is before they had the pre-order or like the merch drops at midnight. It was at like a reasonable time. One of their first.
Well, you
items.
got one more piece of major merch than me, so you're doing well. What else do we got?
Alec?
You want to do elite, so I can do elite. I've got this Curt Hawkins elite. I don't have the chase.
Right. Well, that segues into this perfect. I only have the chase.
Because these pig warmed at the warehouse for I don't know how. I remember going to the warehouse before I really got into collecting like before I moved here. We moved here a year ago, so maybe a year and a half ago. These just hugged the shelves at the warehouse, and I always used to walk in there and be like, "Why the fuck would I buy a Curt Hawkins? Like, there's so many of them." And now to try and find the chase on eBay is just not that I've looked recently, but it's just ridiculous. So
I passed. I went to when I was coaching for basketball. I went to Franklin for a game, and I passed up on 4 chase Curt Hawkins sitting in the Franklin Farmers.
Dang.
And they were on clearance for $15 each.
Well, who would have known? Seriously, at that time, who would have known? Because Curt Hawkins was still on his losing streak at that point. Like no one wanted a Curt Hawkins figure, but now everyone wants that one.
Well, maybe not everyone.
Well, us marks do. All right.
So you got other elite figures there too, Ruben, or just the one?
Yeah. Have you got any more to show, Alex?
No, I've only got
the Ryder one.
No, I don't. The Ryder, the American one where his arms out here and he's got like the thing. That pig warmed the shit out of the warehouse as well. And I always refused to buy it. And I was like, I don't need it. And then when I wanted it, couldn't fucking find it.
Exactly.
It's
on for so long. It was on clearance, everything. And then all of a sudden it goes out of stock and everyone wanted it at the same time. It was, mad.
Do you remember, Ruben, do you remember when you sent me a photo of it on the shelves, like when it was in the stores, and I was like, oh, do you reckon you could pick me up that Sting?
The green Sting?
Yeah. My goodness. Oh,
do you remember that?
I do now.
The green Sting?
No, because you know how the defining moments is the same attire, basically?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I remember that now. Oh.
I seen that Zack Ryder, and I was like, oh, they've done a re-release. Can you give me that Sting?
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Wow. I remember it now.
Can you read this on my phone that's come up?
No.
PayPal.
What's that?
What have you just brought?
that damn print of Smart Mark Sterling's.
1 of 15.
Yeah, it's still on his website.
Well,
What's the story behind that?
you know
Mark
what's funny?
Sterling is crushed.
You know what's funny?
It says this is the sign of personalized Mark Sterling as Crush Retro WWF promo print. These prints are 8x10 and they are limited 1 to 15 and are very limited. I will never print more. These were made for Live 6 and I have a few left.
He'll probably see that notification that this guy from New Zealand has just brought it, and he'll go, "Well, they must have just showed my video on the show."
I wrote it, so you can write a description of it. I was like, "Thank you for this. Now that you've roasted me for not having this, I've had to buy it."
I'll have to send him a message after and be like, "You're welcome for the extra sale."
No, he's got some cool prints. Like he's got one of him in his red and blue attire that he wrestled Moxley on AEW.
Yeah,
That's cool.
So he's done a few cool things. So Mark Sterling definitely, when they introduced him as a host on the podcast, it definitely changed the whole aspect of the podcast because you've got Ryder or Cardona and Myers and Cardona, who are really, like, you would call them WWE figure or WWF figure collectors, like experts per se, where Sterling is not. Like he hasn't really, like he doesn't know all the older stuff, so it brings in that that different aspect of it, and like he collects, Star Wars and stuff like that. So like it's quite cool.
And carrying on from him not really knowing much about the older stuff, it's good because he'll hear them talking about it and he'll dig deeper into it, I guess, because he doesn't know what it is. He'll just be like, "Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's a bone cruncher, for example. I don't know." And then they'll explain it a bit more. Whereas if it was just those two going backwards, it would be like us in episode 1, where it would be like, "This is Seth Rollins," and that'd be it.
Yeah.
So, right.
It definitely brought a different aspect of it, which is quite cool. He obviously doesn't have the unlimited budget that Cardona and Myers doesn't have it, but Cardona, like he did this afternoon, he did a garage potluck. Like there was 6 spots, you pay $30 each, and basically he goes into his garage and picks 6 of the first random things he finds, and that's what you get. But like, if you look at the video of his garage, like it's a double garage and you can't move in it. That's how many figures he has. Like he has, in Bunnings they have like those 4 metal shelves that you can buy as a unit. So he has like just a shelf of that, kind of like what you've got in the background, actually, Rubes, like those things,
right,
of his own merch just stacked. Like he had 15 edge heads on the ground. He had like just sitting on the ground. So I bought this. It's a variant micro brawler signed by Cardona. He had like 6. He had like 6 of these stacked on it, just ready to sell. He had like 6 of Brian Myers, one to sell. Like just all the. He had a few of these still that are on the shelf. So like this is the pod set that you can pick up. So it's just like his garage is just insane. Like it's just. I remember the classic Superstar set, which is like the big 2-pack, the ones that you get. There's like 435 of those in the series, and he bought every single one in 6 weeks. It wasn't like
money.
It wasn't like nicely stacked in his garage either. They were all just like thrown onto a pile. It was just like up in a pyramid because he was unboxing them all, so he doesn't care.
Bloody hell.
Anyway, now that we've been distracted by my Smart Mark Sterling purchase,
you managed to do that pretty quietly there too.
Yeah, it's quite good having 2 screens. You can just kind of like have a look. So the other thing that they put up for sale is they put up these. So basically, for per se like Curt Hawkins, the elite. I know the screen's horrible with the reflection, but that is the major pod title belt that you can get for the elites, and the shirt. So they made obviously 1 and 2. The shirts are different in each pack.
And that's the only variant, right? The belts are the same.
Yeah, the belts are the same. So I unfortunately only bought one of each, which I should have bought two of each because I always like to leave one mint, and I would have liked to have them loose. You could have put them on like the edge heads or bought the elites, but they will. They've already said they're going to bring them out, so they have the FWF titles in each one. So like you think about it, you've got 3 titles in there, so they've got to bring out another 3 sets of them. So it'd be interesting to see what shirts they bring out. But I'm sure they'll bring out like one of these that says Turmoil. The other one.
Yeah, I was going to say it'll just be the show logos on it, won't it?
Yeah, probably. But
It's
then
such a nice pack, though.
Yeah, no, it is quite nice. So it is a nice thing. And then there's the back.
And that was limited to 500, wasn't
really
it?
Good for display.
Yeah, so these are limited to 500. They're also made to fit in a Retro Defender from Ringside Collectibles perfectly. It's the same size, basically, card as a Hasbro.
That's awesome. I was going to buy one of those, but they sold so quick. Another one of those instances where they were just gone in minutes.
What's that? The titles?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, me being the idiot that I am, they went on sale at like 4:30 in the morning.
Right.
I was on my computer at 4:25 in the morning on a Saturday to make sure I got one of each. So,
well, good on you. That's what you have to do nowadays.
What a mark!
The only reason I got the back scratcher is they used to do the launches at like 12 at noon over there, which was like 5 or 6 at night here. So that's the only reason. I'd never stay up that late. So that's commitment from you right there.
I don't stay up. I just set an alarm and get up. There's no way I'm staying up till 4:30 in the morning. But
stay up, and then as soon as you buy it, go to sleep.
So,
do we have anything else?
I do. So I was going to show them in chronological order, but I think there's one Elite in there which is worthy of showing last. I'll show this one first. Elite Series 9. I've had this since like 2014 or something. Pretty cool figure.
Oh, is this the AliExpress one that's floating around?
AliExpress.
There's a
it is there.
Yeah, I think it is. You can buy it on AliExpress, and then there's another group in New Zealand that has a collectibles group that one of the members bought it. You know, he was looking for a Zack Ryder figure, so obviously he wasn't willing to pay the price of what it is mint on card, so he bought it loose, which I you'd have to buy probably both to see what the difference was between them, but you know, if you're
they could always be factory seconds as well. It could be legit. It's just a second.
Oh, it could be. I just found it on AliExpress when Matt and I were talking about it. That was all.
Well, it's a 10-year-old figure almost, so it's surprising to see that pop up.
That's a cool. Those are cool boxes though. Those original Elite boxes, like these.
Yeah.
Today's ones are a shit house, to be honest.
Yeah. Compare the size. They've really shrunk over the years.
Actually, you guys keep talking. I forgot one thing that I've picked up in the last month.
Well, you think about it, Rubes, though, today's boxes are even smaller than that Ryder in the American style.
Oh, true. They are too.
Like in height-wise, they're even shorter.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I got the Pete Dunne that I'm giving to a friend, but that's one of the new. Yeah, that's way smaller.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So, yes. What else we got? So I already showed this, which is the podcast playset. So
pretty sweet.
So what I did is I bought when they came out with the retros, they came out with the retro ring. So that they came out with that blue retro ring that you could buy. Oh, the box is over there. But I bought the blue one and I spray painted. Like I did a bit of a touch up, and I spray painted the base black and the posts purple and the clip-on sides purple, so it's a major pod one. And then they sold a sticker set that you put the sticker in the middle. So the old announcement table and the chairs go with it, and it comes with 2 headsets as well. And then they put out also a ladder and tables playset. So I actually have 2 of these. I bought one off. When I was trying to find this and I couldn't find it anywhere, I actually bought it off Mark Sterling. He actually had this opened and used it as like photography displays for social media. So I bought one of each from Smart Mark. So
Awesome. I'm gonna butt in here and show you something that I've been looking for a while. Nothing to do with the podcast. I just remembered it's been a long month. I finally have the Series 2 Matt Hardy.
is there anything you're missing for that now?
I'm missing Matt Hardy Series 6, Series 8, Series 6. I'm right with
Series
6. Missing that one loose. And then Series 1 Jeff Hardy mint on card.
Well, it could be about 50 years before you find that one. Not gonna lie.
But this one here was awesome because I got it off our mates over at Figs Down Under, off Yanni Italiano. So he's
Right, yeah, he's cool. He's cool to deal with.
So he was cool. He gave me a good price. Shipped it.
Real good price too. Very good deal for that figure.
Yeah. So the only things that I'm looking for now is the purple shirt, or if you're more familiar with Series 6 Matt Hardy loose, Series 1 Jeff Hardy mint, and Series, what are we up to, 80 something, whatever the last Jeff Hardy is that just came out with the white shirt but with the black shirt on in the carding. That's the only one I'm looking for.
The
Series 75, the packaging variant.
Series 75, that's it.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm looking for now, and then I'm done.
That one.
Yeah, that one.
With the shirt on.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, that one there. The one about those screens.
All right. So where were we? How much more major pod merch have you got, Rubes?
So I've got the one item that you're probably waiting to show at the end that we both got. I've got one more Ryder Elite, which is pretty cool. Should I show it now?
Yeah, I forgot.
This is definitely my favorite Zack Ryder figure, and I think Zack Ryder himself said that this is his favorite figure. Elite Series 17 Zack Ryder with the Internet Championship, sunglasses, everything. Man, I was so lucky to. I got this. I think right after the podcast started, so before all the major marks were out buying all of his merchandise and raising the value. I just managed to sneak in before it got too out of hand.
And you had one of them loose as well, right?
I did, and I recently let it go. But yeah, what can you say? He's got his custom belt in there. Like,
yeah,
how does it get any better than that? And at the prime of his career too. Like, he was one of the most popular guys in the roster.
Does it have the social media logos on there, like Facebook, Twitter?
Yeah. You can't see it in package, but on the side of his trunks, it has one of those QR codes. And I believe
on the title belt, you know how on the side plates it has the. Does it have?
Nah. They're just plain. They're plain.
I was gonna say that would have been really interesting if they got it how they done it with all the licensing.
Yeah. There's no way that would have cost. Oh, I don't even know, but
that's still cool, though.
Far out, yeah. So I've been chasing that one since it came out as well. Yeah, always been not an easy one to find. And Zack Ryder himself, I'm pretty sure he said that he's been losing bidding wars over that figure because Zack Ryder's been trying to buy a few more. So,
He always tries to buy.
Driving him a bit crazy.
So the last one I suppose you've got is this, is it?
Right.
The signed Edgehead. So we bought this through High Spots, didn't we? They did it when they came out. The only problem with this now is obviously they've released a variant through Ringside, which the hair color is different. So
better.
Yeah, it is. New one's better for sure.
100% better. I know there have been rumors where I think he said that they would try and do another signing of Edge to do it again.
Please. Oh, that would be awesome.
So that'd be
because mine came with some factory errors as well. So I really just want a new one for that. I haven't shown this on a video yet on the channel, but can you see on the jacket there, one of his studs is missing?
What I'll do is I'll make you solo layout for a second, Ruben.
Awesome, thanks. I don't know if we'll be able to focus, but I'm sure you can all see there. There's supposed to be a stud here that's not there, and you won't be able to see it. The face printing on Edge is way off. It's not going to focus. Not going to be able to show you, but I'll show it on a YouTube video coming up.
I think
the autographs are awesome.
I think that's hard to see because you've got like a double reflection because of the protector.
Oh, right.
But what did you do there?
I did nothing. I was putting us back. Good old iPhones.
Okay, well,
Right, well, that's
so
it.
you're,
Yeah.
so you're missing one at the top, which is I don't
Yeah.
know if you can. I can see, like mine comes up quite clear. I can see it's on there,
Yeah.
not it?
Yeah, exactly. Which
So basically, for anybody who's listening to the podcast, Edge has his little stud things on the kind of where his jacket opens up. Ruben's missing the top right one.
Because he's so anal. Because he's so anal about figures and it's missing, he'll have to get another one now.
Which
Well,
means
that's the thing.
that
One
you
one's
probably
not
want to
cheap.
sell that to me for $30 plus postage.
We'll see about that one. But yeah, what makes me so surprised about this is, Alex, you have like 5 of those sets, and all of yours are perfect. I buy one, and then it's got factory defects.
Yeah, so I bought 4 originally, so I could open 3 of them, which we did last month. I've still got a mint and box set in the cabinet that's not signed, and then I've obviously got this one that came signed because this wasn't announced before I bought those other 4.
Right, and all of yours are perfect.
Yeah, they're not too bad to be fair, but I'm not going to be buying 4 more to let
go on.
the other ones. I would consider buying 1 to have the
Yeah,
different, but I won't be buying 4 again. So
You got to
Then
do it,
people
Alex.
buy them.
You got to be the ultimate mark.
no chance. I'm not. The guy in the group called Emon, like literally, isn't missing any of the merch. There's something like 500 items on his check. Like he made the checklist, the pictures and everything.
Wow. Is this the guy that came up in the last show in conversation? Yeah.
Yeah, and he had a trading. They make a trading card every month. They get set out with if you're a Hard Foundation member, which I am, and you get that. They made that as a live event exclusive, which I bought. That just reminds me it hasn't arrived at usually yet. But anyway, so
Interesting. So do we have anything else, or is that it?
Yep. Nah, I got
Of course,
these.
there's more.
Nice.
So these are the Rockham socks. These are the second pair I have. The first pair of the major ones are actually on my feet currently.
Are they comfortable?
They are actually, believe it or not.
Give us a shot of your feet then.
The only problem is when you wear them, it stretches the logo because they're obviously going wide and they're going long. It stretches the logo, so you see the white in between the lines of how the socks are printed.
Yeah.
So,
More for display, would you say?
yeah. So that's why I bought 2. I can display 1 and whatnot. So my most recent purchase was there's the sign micro brawler that came out of Matt Cardona. I have bought the Brian Myers one, and it's on its way. It's currently in transit. The other thing I was very fortunate to get, because there was only 150 made, is the 4-pack of the micro brawlers.
Not good.
I managed to get that through. Came out from Pro Wrestling Tees. So,
Well done. All those micro baller collectors are going crazy over that set.
Yeah. So this is the very first figure for Smart Mark Sterling. If I ever had the opportunity to go to a live show, I would take this and get it signed by all 4. The only thing this is missing that everybody has said is there's no background, like it's too white and there's too much space here. But
they could have literally just done like a white background with the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast logo in the middle, and it would have made all the difference.
Yeah, so there was a guy in the group that's actually making custom backgrounds that you can buy off him.
Okay, of course there is.
You don't want to really open it though, do you? That kind of makes it not mint anymore.
No, well it's funny because like the box of it's like scratch that figure. They're like it's a cool box set. They have said that they're going to make more, so there probably is another 4-pack coming out at some point. So
And that one you have there, that's the first ever micro brawler that came in a box, right? Before then, they were just in little plastic bags.
This was the first boxed micro brawler. Now this is the
cool.
new. This is the new set. How Pro Wrestling Tees are doing it. And
That's nice.
You guys keep talking. I'll be right back.
If I grab, hold on. If I grab, so I get the Pro Wrestling Crate every month sent. And this is obviously how it turns up. This is the old way, which is it's in the baggie.
Yeah, which is still cool, but being on card, it just makes it even cooler.
Yeah, so he
Really collectible feel to it.
You could do the autos like how Cardona's done it. So,
yeah, really nice upgrade to those.
So I have two things left. This is probably my biggest purchase through the thing, which is the chalk line jacket. So this, I think this was about 350 New Zealand. I think.
Bloody hell!
Right. So
Is that without postage?
Don't know. Can't remember. It was that long ago, to be honest. It was last Christmas, I think I bought it. So this time last year, maybe. So, and then the last thing, I actually haven't bought these. The wife bought them for birthday and Christmas because I think my birthday is the end of this week coming, and then in Christmas. So she bought me the Cardona shoes. And the Brian Myers ones, but the Brian Myers one she's already wrapped for Christmas because she's already wrapped Christmas presents. So these are the Always Ready shoes that were through Pro Wrestling Tees. So comes with
That's sick.
It comes with the logo on the flap, the podcast logo, and then it's just got the Always Ready on the side with his new skull logo.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, and then the Brian Myers one she's already wrapped for. I'd say maybe my birthday this Friday. So yeah.
Awesome.
What more could you ask for a wife? Supporting your podcast addictions.
Well,
I'm
she
glad
bought me.
you said addiction. I thought you were going to say collection. It's definitely an addiction.
So I think like her and the in-laws have bought their presents together. So I think the in-laws actually paid for a pair of shoes each. So like they paid for both pairs. So one's for birthday, one's for Christmas. She's bought me the two main hats. So the original one that's black with the podcast, and then the grey one. She bought me two shirts I wanted, and she bought me the Christmas jumper. So
we know what you're ripping on Christmas.
Yeah, and the mug, which is pretty much the same as this beautiful RUB figs.
Oh, awesome.
So
awesome.
Pretty much the same as that. But I think, there's a lot more other merch that I could show, but it's 3 minutes to 9, and we would be here till probably 11 o'clock if I went through all of it.
So on to the next segment then, yeah?
Yep, let's see what the next one is.
Now we move on to Ruben's favorite segment.
No, you're not. I'll pay for shipping. I'll pay.
That is so gold. I love that.
Yeah, great job on that, Matt.
Yeah, no, that was a fun one to make. So
that's the first time that people have seen this, right?
Then we can. Sorry.
That's the first time everyone else has seen this.
Yeah, that's the first time. Yeah, we were going to do it on the last one, but neither of us really had anything to unbox. So.
Yep. So. Got anything interesting?
Don't make me pull my hair out here. Whatever you do.
Yeah, Ruben, do you want to go first? So for anyone who's listening on the podcast version, aka the audio only, I'd probably recommend either turning it down a little bit or just tuning off completely, because there will be cardboard, there will be plastic, and there will be a lot of tearing. So it might not be the best listening. But up to you. We are going to kind of try and describe a little bit as to what we're unboxing and the figure. So there will be stuff to listen to, but there'll also be some crappy audio. So we've given you the disclaimer. Now it's up to you. Alex,
maybe now's the time that I take an extended bathroom break.
No,
I'll be back in 20 minutes.
So what are you unboxing there, Alex? You've already started. Knife fitted already.
I'm trying to do it as quiet as possible. So I picked this up at the warehouse on Friday, actually. I put it up in our chat that we have between the three of us, and Ruben wanted one, so that's going to be coming to him shortly. But this is the collector's edition of Series 78 Superstar Billy Graham. So we are going to open this, and oh shit, the glasses have already fallen out. Anyway,
Quickly before the
a
dog comes.
long-awaited figure in its own right. It's been so long, the Billy Graham figure in the making. Mattel.
What I'll do is while I pull this, I'm going to mute this so you can keep talking while I do it.
Okay. Well, so you were saying, what were you saying there, Ruben, about Superstar?
For such a big legend as Billy Graham, it's been a long time coming for Mattel to make a figure of him. It's awesome that they've finally squeezed him in the line. And what you won't hear, what you won't see, in the podcast version, he comes with the interchangeable heads. So you kind of get two different eras of Billy Graham, which is really, really awesome, making the most of it.
Oh, here we go. We found your job for this segment here, Ruben. You can do all the describing. You know everything about these figures.
It's more about the legend of Billy Graham there.
The interesting thing is he's come with 2 sets of glasses, which he doesn't with any other pack.
2 sets of glasses? I didn't realize that.
No,
really?
Hold on. In this is your one, Rubes. In your one, it's only got 1 set, which is up here.
What?
So it's very weird that I've somehow got a second set because it was behind the pack, behind the background, and it was just like wedged in the background.
Huh?
Whoa.
So
well, if you can't find a use for them, I'm sure I can use them for a custom.
So which head best looks on this? Rubes, what would you say?
The one with the long sideburns is probably the more well-known, iconic Billy Graham, but they're both really good likeness.
Okay, well, we'll take that off. Put that on. Put his little...
As Matt Cardona was saying on the podcast, you can debate the reason to buy 2 of those if you want to cover multiple eras. It's really cool to have the option. Nice. Yeah, that's sick.
So I think because this, what is this thing that's around his neck anyway? I don't even know what it would be called.
Yeah, the boa. Precursor to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, so Hogan's got one as well, hasn't he? His ultimate.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's definitely quite a cool figure. I'm sick of getting these hands, to be perfectly honest. I don't know. I've got a bag of hands.
We all do. Oh, maybe not Ruben. He doesn't have Lucy. But everyone that has Lucy's has that bag.
That's a very cool Billy Graham figure. So, yeah.
Really is.
Awesome.
So what else?
Oh, you go again, Alex, because I know you have 3 to my 1.
Okay. Well, the next thing I'm going to undo is the Andre the Giant WrestleMania ring cart. So I bought 2 of these. I've got one in a cabinet behind me. I don't know if you can see over my shoulder here. So I was kind of lucky that 2 of them turned up mint, and these 2 have actually got a few dents and whatnot on them. So they were quite good to me.
And you got these from Ringside, yeah?
I did, yes. I got them from Ringside.
So for anyone who's having a heart attack thinking that he got them from the warehouse or something, no, he didn't.
Not yet, anyway.
I don't think we'll see them.
Probably not.
The only place I could see picking them up would be Toy World, but that would be many years from now, I'd say.
This is a must, I think, for anyone with a classic collection, whether you're a mint on card collector or loose. I think you need one of those cards.
Yeah,
I definitely need one. I don't know if you need a macho figure, so I'd probably get the Andre figure, to be fair.
I was talking to Morgan the other day, who's keen to buy another Macho Man figure, and I was kind of convincing him that you kind of need the ring card as well. If you're going to have a WrestleMania 3 defining moments, Randy Savage loose, the ring card to put him in on display, that would be pretty sick.
Is Morgan restarting his collection again, is he?
I wouldn't say that yet. Nah. He just, I think he kind of regrets selling that defining moments Randy Savage. I don't know, but he'll be able to tell you if he's still watching.
This is
that's cool. So they are basics, those ring cart things. They're not elites.
No, they are. Yeah, they're basic. They're basic figure.
Yeah.
They're basics, but they went back to the old basic articulation where they were actually all right.
Yeah. So I have a
And it's a
question for
one-off.
you, Ruben. Would you accept it still as a minty if you replaced the basics with an elite in the box?
No. I'd rather keep the basic in there than open it. That's just me. Everyone's different. Some people
I
would
was just
prefer.
asking because I know you're more of an elite collector than a basic. In fact, basics
Right.
are probably quite rare in your collection these days.
Well, I was a huge basic collector until they really downgraded everything that they are now.
Mm.
But the fact that they went back to the old articulations where they're kind of closer to an elite, as far as articulation goes, they've got the new head sculpts, which make those figures awesome. That's definite. I definitely accept those into my collection, and I've got to grab them at some point. Yeah. They really aim these towards collectors, which is awesome.
Well, I mean, all I'm going to say is you two both know how against basics I am and getting them in my collection. Like, it took me a while to even accept the Hardy basics in my collection. But these last few series, I've been looking at them and I'm like, man, I might have a basic collection starting too, you know?
Well, would this be mint on card or loose for those?
No, probably loose for most basics. The carding's just crap.
The benefit of being a loose collector is a lot of those Jeff Hardys with the face paint, you could upgrade them to elite, like head.
Yeah, but then I got to spend $30 or in this case $40 because they're only at Toy World now to get those bodies.
That's a fair point too. Yeah.
And so there's 3 there, I think, right now that you could quite easily swap. So that's straight away $120 just to destroy it.
So that is
nice
very
thinking, Andre.
Wow.
They've even got wheels underneath.
Oh, wow.
So, which
I bet you're glad to finally have that open in your hand.
it's been sitting here for a while, I'm not going to lie. The weird thing is, right, so I've just gone through all the boxes and stuff. This doesn't have any wheels in the bottom. So it's like meant to come with wheels there, but there's no wheels in it.
So you got extra glasses and now you're missing wheels. Jeez, good job, Mattel.
Yeah,
that's one benefit of being a mint on card collector. Had to throw that in there, is you won't notice that kind of stuff. Sorry, I just had to throw that in.
Oh,
right. Let's go get some Hot Wheels and take the wheels off them.
It probably doesn't really overly concern me, if I'm being perfectly honest, because it's just going to sit in the display anyway.
Yeah, it's not like you're playing with them, right?
No, so I'll have a look at the packaging. It might be in the packaging, which doesn't. It's all right, but yeah, that's a very wherever the hole is on this.
That's cool. All right, I'm gonna open one now because I'm getting itchy. I've been wanting to open this one for a while. The reason why this is all blacked out, you will find out on the next episode. I'm not gonna say anything about it why, but it'll all make sense at that point. This way, I guess.
And was this figure found at the warehouse? Is this a recent purchase?
Yes, so this one, good question. It was found at the warehouse in Henderson, so the mall, West City, I guess you call it. There was actually a case of wrestling figures sitting on the top shelf, fresh case. So I asked the staff member to go get it down because I refused to climb up the shelves. And yeah, this was sitting in there. Yeah, that's pretty much the story with it. Had a look through for the Jeff Hardys. There was no Jeff Hardy with the thing on, unfortunately. But there was this, which I always said that if I found it in person, I'd buy it. But it's not one I'm willing to put the money into to get it from overseas.
Well, the likeness on the head on that is really nice.
Yeah.
One of the better Seth Rollins head sculpts.
And it's a really cool attire, I think, as well. It's based off of the Chicago Bears NFL team. So that's his home team. He wore this at the Royal Rumble, I want to say. I could be wrong there.
That's the Royal Rumble he won, so that makes it an even more special figure.
And I mean, I've always got a soft spot for Seth Rollins figures because they're always quite different attires. There's only been maybe 2 or 3 that have been the same or very similar out of his 150 elites.
He's good at changing his attires up.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
Let's try getting close.
Really good likeness.
So I've just opened this Macho ring cart. So obviously the wheels don't come separate because these have the wheels.
Ah.
So my Andre the Giant has just turned up without wheels.
I'd say send Ringside an email, but they really don't give a fuck.
They always just redirect you to Mattel. You have to email Mattel themselves. Well, at least like what you said, Alex, they're just going to be sitting on a shelf. So
yeah, well, I'm not worried. I'm just pointing out the fact that basically my Andre ring cart has turned up without wheels in it. So
yeah. All right. So now we have my my Bobby Fish regular figure that I'm going to unbox.
is that the chase or is that?
You are awake, Ruben.
You tested me there.
No, here's the regular. But
There we go.
Yeah, I would prefer this to be the chase and that be the regular. But anywho, I don't design the figures, so this is the regular.
I think they did that just to match the Roderick Strong from Series 72, right? That's the only reason.
The only reason I prefer that to be the regular is because that's their normal attire, whereas this is a one-off attire for all of them. This is their war games, whereas that is literally their week by week. So this would have made more sense to be a chase.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
even the figures themselves with the ring cart, they're really good. Like the fact that they made new head sculpts and they look really good. Like that's one of the better Macho Man likenesses for sure. And then Andre as well. That's definitely the best likeness that Mattel has done for an Andre. So even if you were against basics that much, you could always swap the heads onto elites.
the problem is, where are you going to find a bloody Andre body big enough to represent him?
So
Andre elites are pretty hard to find. I must admit.
Did you end up buying that giant machine that I sent you from the guy I got the Hardy gear off?
I did not. I was really tight on money at the time. I wanted to.
Yeah. Can I get the bloody handout? This is actually hard to get out. All right, we might go from the bottom now.
Yeah, Alex, would you be able to give us close-ups on the Andre and Macho figures, like the figures themselves?
Yep. So there is the Macho.
Nice. And the glasses are removable on those, I'm pretty sure. Are they?
Yep.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's a great head sculpt.
Comes back into focus, so
because that Mattel has always been hit or miss with getting his likeness right, but they definitely got that one really, really good.
So yeah.
Oh, nice. And Bobby Fish likeness is awesome as well.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at this, and you could probably pass this off for a McGregor body too, couldn't you?
Yeah, McGregor's a little bit more ripped, would you say?
Yeah.
And
His
there,
abs.
Oh, and yeah, Andre, man, that looks really, really good. That's so on point.
there's definitely a difference in height as well. So
Oh, for sure.
So I've just taken the belt off. Oh, I'll let you finish.
So yeah,
Nice.
there's definitely probably a good there's a good inch height difference. So like if that's pretty much their feet at the same level, I would say. So
Yeah.
Andre's definitely a bit higher. So
Striking resemblance too, especially Andre.
well,
So check out that trunk deco. Like, that's pretty impressive. Whether you're a fan of the Undisputed Era or not, Alex.
Yeah, not.
That's pretty insane detail.
Yeah. Pretty memorable attire for sure. I don't watch NXT all the time, but I remember that attire very well. It was
Even
great.
his back tattoo is very good. The only thing which a lot of people have said is they wish that this was a removable armband. But with that amount of bloody deco, the budget's blowing on that.
For sure. And the head sculpt too. Like sculpting a new head. That takes a lot of budget.
His mouth being open and showing the mouth guard as well. And painting the teeth on the mouth guard.
Yeah. Awesome job. Really awesome job.
What else do you got there, Alex?
I think we'll have to do the rest of them on like a separate video because it's like, I don't know, like 10 still more to do. But here's one for Ruben.
Why don't you finish on The Undertaker then? And by the time you finish on Undertaker, I might have these Undisputed Era.
Oh, what? Oh, all right, that's a bit unnecessary there.
Ruben's been sitting there like, these guys have been so nice. They've been using box cutters. They've been using knives.
So let's see. So which hands did you put on, Rubes? Did you put on the closed or the open hands?
I think I put the closed hands on there, or the more closed hands.
This is a very heavy figure compared to Andre and Macho.
Right, yeah. I think you'll be impressed though. That's the real
it's funny, I went to buy this off Smith's the other day and it sold out.
Oh, you're joking. It finally sold out. It was up for ages though.
Yeah. Well, because they'll be in stores over there now too, you gotta remember.
Yeah. That's true. But yeah, it was, I think that from what I can recall, the only time I was ever excited to open up a figure was that Undertaker right there. And it definitely didn't disappoint out of package. Really nice.
It is a very cool Undertaker figure. So that jacket's very cool. It's a very...
And then we have my very not so close Undisputed Era pose. Because we don't have butterfly joints.
Some Ultimate Edition Bret Hart arms on that would be awesome, because then you'd be able to do it with the double joint elbows.
But regardless, it's still very cool.
My question to you, Rubes, then, is how do you beat that for an Undertaker Ultimate?
I think the only way you could beat that is doing his 1998 attire, just because it was such a well-known look, and it's so surprising that Mattel hasn't done it yet. With his big trench coat with the high collar, from WrestleMania 14, that is a very, very iconic look. I think that would look great as Ultimate.
Do you reckon they might do American Badass Ultimate?
They could. They've already done a couple elite figures like that, though. Well, to be fair, they probably would do that more likely, because they've done every other attire multiple times apart from that 1998 attire for some reason.
Or would you do one of each, one American Badass and one Dead Man?
In the perfect world, they do every single attire that he ever wore. I'd love that, but there's no way.
Yeah, they'll do like a massive, like it takes up your entire room long pack. So I have one last one to unbox.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm half on the fence, but half not. But I don't have a loose Daniel Bryan, and to me, that's probably the most iconic one you can have, especially if you go get the title belts.
Yeah.
So I have left to unbox at some point Seth Rollins, the same one Matt's just undone.
Yep.
Mandy Rose.
What are the series numbers on these? Remember, podcast.
Series 75 Seth Rollins. Series 75 Mandy. Series 75 Hurricane. What else we got?
Regular or Chase?
It's regular. The collector's edition Billy Kay.
which I actually also picked up this month and finally got the one with the shirt that I want.
Xavier and Big E. So then we've got Series 77, Bray Wyatt, Series 77, Viscera, and Series 77, Miss Elizabeth. So we might have to do like a separate unboxing because.
That's right, we can organise that, Alex.
And then I've also got the two.
We'll have to bring Ruben in again.
The two Edge basics, and I've also got the Buddy Murphy.
So, Ruben, do you agree with me that he has to go out and buy the Messiah Seth Rollins basic too to go with that?
Honestly, at some point they're going to make an elite Seth Rollins with that attire, so I would hold out for that if I were you.
Your argument invalid there, Matt.
Really though? But would you? It's good. Then you're going to have a basic and an elite next to each other. That looks funny.
So the only other thing I'm going to unbox right now is a
little bit of the bubbly.
Oh, that's a nice way to finish.
You're about 6 months too late there, mate.
It's been sitting on my shelf for that long.
Well, I only just bought one the other day on Black Friday. I'm really late to the party. Yeah, finally. I was so late, but I'm back ordered until February, so it's going to take
right.
a long time.
Now, Ruben, help me out. Where can I get some yes hands from? Because this looks fucking ridiculous.
Well, let me think. The new Elite Series 79 Daniel Bryan comes with the yes hands, I believe, and the
one that
Series
just sold out at
73.
Silverdale.
Yeah, the one that was at Silverdale.
Dang it!
Is there still? Was there one at Westgate last time you looked?
So at Silverdale today, there were 8 Kofi Kingstons and 3 Billy Grahams.
Were the Billy Grahams still one behind each other? Because I put them more behind each other.
Yes, and there was 8 Kofi Kingstons.
And was there a Ronda Rousey in front of them?
Yes.
So no one touches the biggest section apart from you two in that location then.
And someone else.
Scott? Is that his name? Scott?
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
We found out we have competition in Silverdale. We're watching you, Scott.
So I was going to leave this for because obviously you want to do an AEW one, Matt, but it's been sitting there looking at me like, and I can't wait that long.
No, go for it. I think once we get our Series 2, we'll do the AEW. So while you're doing this, unboxing this, Alex, what I might do is I might just announce what our end of year show is there.
This will be news to me.
Yeah, this will be.
What do you mean? Do you not read the chat?
What was that?
Our end of year show is going to be basically talking about what's actually come out this year in terms of wrestling figures.
Top 30.
And between the three of us, see what we've talked about.
Yeah.
We're dropping a bombshell on you guys.
Yeah.
And between the three of us, we're going to come up with a top 25 to maybe 30 if I can convince these guys to go the extra 5 of our favorite wrestling. Notice I said wrestling figures of the year, not just WWE. So there'll be all sorts.
Yeah. Because we're not going to do a themed one next month, are we? We're just going to do that.
Well, that is a theme, I guess. It's like a wrap up of the year.
And we're going to do Secret Santa.
Yes, so we're going to try and rig the Secret Santa up in it. The only thing that may make it not be a part of it is if we're doing it after Christmas. If we're going to do it before Christmas, then we might do the Secret Santa with it. But if it's after Christmas, people might not want to wait that long.
We may as well do it before.
Yeah,
I'm sure we could squeeze it in there.
So this is the first AEW figure that I have unboxed.
Pretty sweet.
It's pretty cool. And then you got the old, if I can lift it, table with the platter.
All I'm going to say is be very careful of what you put on top of that table because it breaks easy.
Yeah, no, it looks like that, doesn't it?
I had my Chris Jericho standing on top of it in the middle when I first set it all up, and I woke up in the morning and it was all apart and everything was on the floor and I had to try and find it before the dog did.
Ah.
That's interesting because I've seen a few reviews where people say the table was hard to break.
Yeah,
Nah.
mine definitely looks like that. It's got like a sag in the middle of it. So
Yeah. Ruben, is it normal for the feet to be kind of side by side like that?
Oh yeah. Elites are supposed to do that. The ankle
I've never
pivots.
noticed it. I've never
Mm.
noticed it in my life. Yeah, they do too.
Yeah, they all do it.
The things you learn. So I might keep this shirt piece for the Jeff Hardy.
Yeah. Well, it worked great on my one.
Yeah. I still haven't done anything further on my one. It's kind of just sitting there.
did you find it quite hard to get the title belt on Jericho, Matt?
Yep. It took me an hour.
And what?
Because so the issue is, Ruben, you see how these here go straight in? Because they're a hard plastic knob.
Oh, okay.
That sounded really dodgy. Those other ones are just flimsy rubber knobs.
Ah.
The actual knob piece that kind of locks it in once it goes through isn't very much wider. So if you pull it at the slightest, it comes straight out.
Okay, I see.
And then with the shirt there as well, they haven't actually given you enough belt length to be able to wrap it around properly.
Okay.
So I had to, if I can get this one undone and try and show you, for the podcast listeners, I had to have it where, can you see that? It was literally on the last strap for ages, so then it could stretch out. And I had to leave it like that for about a month before I could finally get it on the like the first two straps, like that. And it took ages to be able to get it like that. So I'm hoping they fix that issue because I haven't seen too many people highlight it at all.
Yeah.
Because didn't you say that your AEW side plates came up upside down?
Yeah. Because that was wave. The original wave had the upside down plates, and then the back orders had the regular plates.
You weren't the first one to get it like that, Matt. I've seen lots of people have the same.
Whoever ordered in the first wave got the special editions.
Mine aren't upside down, so that's good.
Yeah. So next time I come to your house, Alex, we're doing a swapsy. But it's going to be a swapsy that you're not aware about.
That's annoying that it doesn't go on, to be honest.
Yeah. Nah, like I said, it took me a solid hour of sitting there going, you mother, and you. A lot of swearing.
Were the side plates to where you could swap them back around?
No.
No.
You can't take them out?
Well, you can, but the problem is, so I'll use this belt here again. It's literally this plate here, just turned around and put on this side.
Yeah. So you could take them out and then put them in the opposite slots, could you?
It would still be the same issue though. You'd still have one upside down because it's literally the same plate, the exact same printed plate, but instead of being like that, it's like that.
Oh, so it was reversed.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do.
Yeah. So it's literally an upside down plate, but if you turn it around and switch it with the other one, you'd still have an upside down plate.
Right. Fair enough.
So the only problem with
the one of those things that's like, oh well.
The only problem with the AEW figs also, they don't fit in ringside stands.
Well, maybe AEW will be making stands at some point. We've got a question here. This is not wrestling related. We've got a question from Sam_Aaron26. Who are your guys' favorite American rappers?
Mine was not American, but he's from New Zealand, and it's actually his birthday. His name's Pucks the General. He made our intro song for us.
Every time I hear that, I'm just amazed. It's such a cool intro.
Yeah.
Really, really, really good job.
But American rappers...
I'm not really a rap music kind of person, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. So
yeah.
The rapper, I don't really have a favorite as such, but my favorite that I could just listen to the music whenever would probably be Machine Gun Kelly. Which, spoiler, I brought his album and it came signed. Woo! But yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, when it comes to me, you're asking the wrong person. I don't really. Nothing against rap, but that's not the kind of music I listen to.
if you asked him what his favorite Queen song was, he'd probably have 20.
Well, yeah, at least.
Anything else you want to unbox, Alex, or are we wrapping it up here?
No, I think I'll leave the
Please wrap
rest.
it up. That's enough.
Yeah, I think I'll leave the
Enough
rest.
Should I unbox their Series 2, Matt Hart?
I think I'll leave the.
I'd be torturing myself doing that. Don't worry.
Exactly. Exactly.
But on that note, I'm Matt.
Well done.
That's Alex, and below us there is Ruben. Social medias will be in the descriptions if I remember to ever do it. And this has been episode 3 of Figure Frenzy, and it has definitely been a major one. I would like to thank Smart Mark Sterling for being an absolute legend and going above and beyond with that message, we'll call it, to Alex. And again, to Alex for just being a major mark and having all their merch and being willing to show us it all. Yeah, other than that, we'll see you guys on the next one. Don't know where that is yet, but we'll announce it on the socials, as we always do. And anything you guys want to say before we sign out?
No. Until next time,
Thanks for watching.
We'll
Thanks for
see
watching. Like,
see you
subscribe,
on,
follow, whatever you're on. Make sure
see you on the